Imagine you're alone in a 140-year-old theater. The floorboards creak beneath your feet. A single spotlight swings above, flickering in and out, revealing the ornate features of the stage one moment and plunging you into darkness the next. Then you hear it, a soft, sorrowful whisper floating from high above the stage. Don't look up. That's the voice of Priscilla Davenport, the ghost of the catwalk at Austin's historic Millet Opera House. Built in 1878, the Millet was the jewel of downtown Austin. From its grand opening, it hosted operas, vaudeville acts, political debates, and elegant balls. The walls still hold echoes of applause. The balconies still bear the weight of patrons in their finest attire. But beneath the paint and varnish lies a tragic secret, one that has never let this theater rest. Quick laugh. No, it's not haunted because of bad lipstick choices. Priscilla Davenport was a young soprano destined for stardom. With her crystal-clear voice and commanding stage presence, she enchanted audiences night after night. In the winter of 1880, she was engaged to be married. Friends say her joy was boundless, that she practically floated across the stage in her flowing gowns. But on the evening of her final performance, something went terribly wrong. Backstage in the web of ropes and pulleys used to fly scenery, Priscilla vanished. Her body was discovered at dawn, 30 feet below, entangled in the rigging of the catwalk. Some blamed a mishandled line. Others whispered of foul play. To this day, no one knows whether her fall was an accident or a murder born of jealousy, rage, or something darker. Every narrative needs urgency. Tonight, our team ventures into the decaying catwalk at midnight. The air is frigid, colder than the rest of the theater. Every exhaled breath turns to mist. Our flashlights reveal fraying ropes, rotted wood, and dust so thick it settles on our eyelashes like fine ash. Then, without warning, a metal grate slams shut behind us. Note to self: never wear a ball gown through cobwebs. Investigation intensifies. We set up an EVP recorder at the exact point where the fall occurred. The room falls silent except for distant, dripping water. We ask, "Priscilla, are you here?" And in the dead air comes a faint whisper, "Help me." Goosebumps crawl up your arms. Heart pounding, we replay the clip. It isn't the wind, it isn't a passing car. It sounds like a desperate plea from beyond the grave. Local theater historian Maria Lopez spent years researching the Millet's darkest chapters. She told us staff would hear crying in the rafters after hours, long after the last costume had been packed away. One night, a stagehand climbed into the flyloft to check cables and saw a white-gowned figure cross the beams above him, drifting like mist in the moonlight before dissolving into nothing. Those stories seep into these walls, and they seep into us. Switching to night vision cameras, we scan the stage. Watch closely. Do you see that shadow flit behind the proscenium arch? Skeptics will say it's a trick of the camera, a flicker of faulty wiring. But what if it's Priscilla, still making her final walk? They say her presence intensifies on the anniversary of her fall. Tonight is April 1st, the date she met her end. The window for contact is closing. Every second now carries the weight of a year's silence. We regroup on center stage, the only light our own breathy whispers. No flashlights, no EVP devices, just us and the ancient heartbeat of the theater. The silence stretches until a single ragged breath cuts through the darkness. Then we hear it. A voice, wavering yet insistent, crackling through our handheld recorder. "Stay with me." That plea hangs in the air, heavy as the dust motes drifting toward the rafters. Is it a call for help or a warning? Priscilla Davenport's spirit is fragile but powerful. Some say she lingers to relive her greatest performance. Others insist she returns to prevent another tragedy. Tonight, we're here to understand, to give her the final bow she never received. We position ourselves beneath the catwalk, our feet trembling on rotted beams. The smell of aged wood and old stage paint fills our nostrils. Our breath is shallow, our senses attuned to every creak, every whisper of wind through broken windows. We ask again, Priscilla, we're here to help you. What happened to you? The recorder clicks, silence. Then, faint sobbing, distant yet clear. It echoes around us like a sorrowful aria, fading into the corners of the theater. It's a song without notes, a lament without a melody. Our historian, Maria Lopez, reminds us that a final performance can leave a spiritual fingerprint, a resonance that echoes until acknowledged. Priscilla's last aria was never heard by her adoring crowd. Tonight, we become that audience. If only she knew our attendance would be quite literally from the great beyond. We call out her name. For a moment, the stage lights up. No electricity, no technician. Just a pure, radiant glow from above. It bathes the tattered curtain in an ethereal light, as if the theater itself were honoring her memory. Then, as suddenly as it began, the light dies. Silence returns. Our flashlights flicker back on, revealing empty stage and empty seats. The catwalk above is still, yet heavy with presence. Priscilla Davenport remains bound to this space, her spirit echoing between the boards and beams. Some nights she sings, other nights she weeps, but every night she waits for someone to listen. If you believe her story, and if you believe in the power of unfinished business, type Priscilla in the comments. Would you dare climb the catwalk alone? Subscribe for more true hauntings. Until then, keep your lights on and your ears open, because some performances never truly end. Thanks for watching, where your fear meets the unknown and your imagination comes to life.